Okay. Make sure I said, hey, everybody. Everybody. Hey, 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 hey. Okay. So let's get started. My day was awesome. I cannot complain. Yeah. Aw, thank you, sweetheart. So are you. I've been seeing your photos. Like I said, keep doing an amazing job. Okay. So just to recap some things, lingerie is fashion was an amazing event. Those that could not attend, like, sorry to hear that because it was bomb. Then there was the Jones Beach shoot, which was awesome as well. Pics came out fire. Got a lot of stuff from my OF in my calendar, so stay tuned for those things because they are going to be coming soon. So, what I want to discuss in this Kaynichole After Dark, let me start with my drink. Yes, I'm located in New York, so I'm not far. You just have to let me know how you want to work. So, and we'll go from there. So, good evening. On this episode of Kaynichole After Dark, I want to talk about being a helpmate is not a second-rate position. Okay. Hey, Darcy, how's everything going? Beautiful. Can't wait to see you on the podcast and hopefully in other places because I just loved your energy. But I like to talk about the social media world because it's not the real world, but however, this is what it's expressed, and a lot of people follow it. You know, they follow that behavior. What they're thinking of is the ultimate propaganda. So what I recently have been seeing is that a lot of women are seeing being a helpmate as a second-rate position, as lesser than. And it's not only the women seeing that position as less, but also the men seeing the position as less. Some men, because certain men know what the purpose of a helpmate is. And there's a lot of gentlemen out there. I'm just going to say gentlemen just for the fact because they're men and I want to show respect, but that do not understand what the purpose of a helpmate is. And I feel that, first of all, you should have an understanding of what a helpmate is, and then say why, you want a partner. Because people out here say they want to be with somebody and everything like that, and there's a purpose for it. Yes, we all want love, but there's a real purpose on why you want to have companionship or have a relationship with this person or share life with this person, right? So what is a helpmate? Because this is considered strictly to a female's role in a man's life, that she's considered the helpmate, right? So this has to do with how women are wired. And we have been blessed with a certain intuition, a certain understanding, a certain connection with the earth. Okay. And at one point in time, right, men saw their women like not as shamans, because there were like real, shamans and spiritual people in the clan or in the village, but they had their connection with their women was that they believed that they had a connection to the earth, a connection to the creator, right? So they had special a special connection. We'll just call it that, a special connection to the earth. And so they went to their women for guidance and understanding, talking about, whatever the case might be, especially those that were in power. Okay. Yes, we have, we have the social standing, but let's focus on the men of power, right? The men of power often went to their queens, went to their wives, and asked them how they should run the kingdom, right? Along with their spiritual advisors and everything like that, but going to their wife to get the understanding. And a lot of times, people don't realize that the woman was very intricate in talking about the pillaging and of different, countries and places. They were not there in the war room per se, but during the pillow talking, they are there to listen and give an ear to the king, to the main man in charge, and they give their feedback, right? And the man use that discernment to make their decisions, to gain some understanding. And that's where we get without, behind every good man is a good woman, because of her place beside him, always making sure that she protected her king, that she was aware while he was taking care of everything, head, like, not head first, but going head into it, that she had to be the person that sat back and watched and was more of the strategist of things, because he was the muscle. The man is the muscle of the relationship, and she's kind of the strategist. Let's figure out how to do this and everything like that. That's why, so many women run the household. The man takes care of everything outside the household, and she was running things in the household. Why? Because she was a strategist. She was able to multitask, do certain things that her king is not able to do. And in this day and age, we have, I'm going to say, corrupted that position and made it seem like it's not as important as it once was, that men are out here, living their best lives and doing things on their own and everything like that. And it might appear that way, but the men go through so much that they want a woman that's going to be by their side and be that soft place, and in this day and age, we have had this where, it's important for women to be independent. And yes, especially in the Black community, we have been taught over and over again that it's important for a woman to be independent because she cannot rely on a Black man. And that is already, I believe, setting us up for disaster, because we're already from young making the decision that we cannot rely on this other person, so that we automatically have to be able to handle it on our own. And I think that is that thinking is a disadvantage. There are good men out here and there are bad men out here that are going to appreciate what a female is able to offer in that relationship. And that's why you have to find that person, because honestly, there's a lot of times where you feel the man is the leader and you assist him. I'm talking to my ladies here, because I do a lot of talking for, a lot of sharing for the men and everything like that. But this is for the women, because I honestly feel that a lot of the women feel that catering to a man, helping a man, being there for a man is a degrading position. Angela says some women view it as a control thing as well. Angela, as a man and his wishes controlling, or how she carries herself. True. And that is definitely a part of it. Women can see that a man leading and her being a helpmate, or him having feelings about certain things, is controlling her nature. And the thing is that if you're dating the wrong person, you're going to feel like they're trying to control you. Because a person that really loves you is not going to give you that feeling of control. They're going to talk to you. They're going to discuss things with you. They're not going to make you feel like they're here and you're here. You're going to feel like equals. And like I said, he's the head, you're the neck, but you are equals in how you handle things. And I think that it is been the propaganda of stating that a woman being there for her man and being her helpmate makes her less than, or her position is less than, and it doesn't. Honestly, sometimes that woman actually has more power than she realizes, and that's not to say that she needs to misuse her power, but the fact is that knowing your person and how to help them navigate life is important. For instance, women are constantly motivators, at least. And if they're not motivating you, then she's not the woman for you. Because a woman that loves you should always be motivating you to higher and everything, to better yourself. Not something that's not within your realm, but to better yourself. I'm sorry. My goodness, this commercial is keeping me from focusing. So again, like I was saying, social media out here makes it seem like if you are catering to a man, or if you are there for a man, that you are somehow losing yourself. And if you are, then that's something completely different that we need to talk about, because you should never lose yourself in a relationship. It should be a balance where you guys are meeting each other halfway and complementing each other in aspects of life. So it should never feel like you're losing yourself, or or either of you are losing yourselves in that manner. Hello, Kels. Hope all is going well with you. So, in sharing, I'm sorry. I actually felt like I should have wrote a whole script or something down talking about this, because I don't necessarily agree with the information that's being put out here. That it's very low vibrational about how women should see themselves, based on this whole rhetoric of what they feel they're entitled to. You're not entitled to anything until you have proven your worth within that relationship. That's just me. I don't feel that you should receive anything until you've proven your worth in that relationship, because it's an investment. And I believe that in any relationship, you invest in something that is going to bring back some kind of investment. I'm like, when you're in an exclusive relationship, not when you're first dating and everything like that, you shouldn't have any expectations if they leave, what case might be. And I'm saying that, and really in any relationship, you gotta accept the loss of an investment. But if you are truly there for each other, and I'm saying this in a committed relationship, then if you're investing in that person, then they should be investing in you back. And that is what a helpmate does, because you're investing into her and helping her, that she's supposed to in turn make sure that everything is moving smoothly. A lot of times in this arena, women don't feel certain women don't feel that they should be a helpmate. They feel that a man should just take care of them. They feel that he should make enough money so they can hire a nanny, they can hire a housekeeper, and he takes care of them. And he's smart enough to take care of everything that he needs to be, because that's why you hire accountants. That's why you hire this person. That's why you hire that person. And he can cut out hiring all those different people if the woman chose to be a proper helpmate. You know, looking at if the person, like say you're running a business, right? And you know that you're good at filing, organizing, and things like that, but he's great at the selling and the marketing and everything like that. Why would you have him outsource that person and say, you know what, let's take our money and pay that person? Why? The woman that has smarts and is a helpmate is going to say, babe, let me do the filing. Let me figure it out. Even if she doesn't even know how to. That might be something that she wants to learn so she can help the business, and that's money that they can save. And that's how she can be a helpmate. Being a helpmate is figuring how the best way to assist your family. And that is never a second-rate job in how to keep the family afloat. Even if it's just the two of y'all, you know, while he's getting, you know, making the bacon or whatever, you can figure out how to stretch that bacon, you know. So I just want to point out to a woman that any women, you know, and this is for men that see women out here that are doing it, you know, because there are women, you know, that are successfully being helpmates out there and looking out for their person. And I would tell you to commend that person, give them their flowers, because it's not an easy job. Excuse me. And I feel that the women that downgrade women for being a helpmate or being there for their man or helping him set himself up she's not a servant. She's not a slave. She is the other half that is making this machine work, you know. And it's a partnership. It's truly a partnership. And I think that people do not understand that. And so because they are single or in toxic relationships, they don't know how a relationship is supposed to have, I mean, ebbs and flow, you know, but that it's a give and a take. Like the simplest way to talk about it is, if a person cooks, who cleans the dishes? The person that cooks should not also have to do the dishes. I mean, they can, but why should they have to if there's another person that's there and enjoying the meal? So it's that kind of perspective. Like, so, you know, and like I said, I point to the woman because she is directly labeled as the helpmate, you know. And I guess in this day and age where they say that certain men are getting soft, where I guess they feel they should be the helpmate, you know. But that's not a man's role. A man's role is never to have been the helpmate. He is supposed to be the head. The woman is supposed to be the neck. And the thing is that in this day and age, how they want to portray the neck as a slave or a servant to the man. No, not at all. She's running shit. She's making sure that things stay afloat. And it should be given the proper respect that it deserves, because it's not easy by any some of the imagination. This says interesting perspective. Reba says right. I'm sorry, if I mispronounced that. Passion Thing says there has to be a balance in the relationship. Of course. Hey Willis, I hope everything's going well with you. So, yeah, so I don't know how long I've actually been on here, but I just wanted to come to you guys real quick because I noticed I haven't done a Kaynichole After Dark in such a long time, but I had been seeing and noticing that there's been little things about how females are no longer respecting the helpmate position, that they're no longer seeing the value of it. They're seeing that they should be as independent as their partner. And unfortunately, independence is a good thing, but as Black women, we have made the independence almost as a crutch for not depending on our men, or basically being able to throw it in his face like, I can handle my own stuff, baby. I don't need you. I got it right here. And though that might be a great thing that we can handle things on our own, I do think about the male ego, and it does hurt the male ego, but it also is a positive thing too. And get me on this, right? Because you want to be independent. However, you also want to be dependent on your partner to know that they're going to be there for you. Because the worst thing that a man wants to know, right, is that if he were to die, all the shit that he has tried to build gets taken by another man, right? Like, you invest in your queen, right? You invest in the children, everything like that. You possibly die, right? And because you're a helpmate that was so dependent on your partner, you don't know shit from Shinola. And because of that, now you have to link up with another man or somebody else that can be the head, because you haven't been a good neck. You don't know how to swivel. You just know how to stay straight and everything. Like you're going to be lost. So being a helpmate has never been a bad thing. Knowing how to be a proper helpmate is a positive thing. And that only works by, like I said, by you knowing the right person or being with the person that's best for you, because you're supposed to balance each other. You're supposed to be a yin and a yang. So it's supposed to be fluid through life. So if you feel that you're with somebody that you're constantly having to bump heads, that there's no productivity, that there's no there's no results from having the relationship. Because the thing is that you don't want to be with somebody and 3 years pass by and you're like, what did we accomplish? The thing is that you should be accomplishing things as a couple. And that's how you know that you are actually with the right person, that you guys are moving forward and accomplishing shit. Because there's nothing worse than being with somebody that can't help you move forward. And y'all have no direction. And like I said, the thing is like, why accumulate wealth? Like, as Black people, you know, we are, quote unquote, the underlings in society. And, you know, so why are we trying to build this wealth? You know, we always talk about black wealth. Well, why? Why? If it's just going to be taken in short periods of time if you die. Like, no. You know, and we do understand in this day and age that women are still the longer living sex, gender. So it's like, if you're with your partner, he wants to make sure that he has a woman that's going to be able to hold things down and be a proper neck. And that's the way I say it. Like, he's the head, he leads, but the neck helps keep everything together. You know, moves, swivel. You can't move without the neck. And that's why I'm saying, like, the woman's position is so important. But the fact that people want to minimize it is because they're they actually maybe have nothing to offer themselves, are single because people are jealous, and that you can hold down some shit because a person that's a helpmate knows how to hold down some shit, knows how to function. And it's just, yeah. I don't really have too much more to say on this topic because I'm just going to be repeating myself. It said legacy is essential. What is the best advice for a person who has anger issues? Well, the first thing I would say is that finding out the source of their anger and going to anger management. Because first you have to find out what's the source of your anger. It could be trauma, it could be, abandonment, it could be so many different things. So first off is pinpointing the anger and then going to see a therapist and working on those issues, doing breathing exercises, writing about pleasant things. I mean, there's so many different things that you could do as far as cognitive behavioral work. And you can even look that up yourself. Just look up cognitive behavioral activities for anger management. And you should be able to find some generic things off the internet that might be able to help you. Hey, Brandon, how are you doing? Hope you are doing fabulous. So, yeah, that's basically like I would say for that. And that have somebody that's going to understand you, when any time that you know that you have an issue, that you need to share that with somebody and let them know what's really going on with you. That's like a person that's suffering with ADHD. How do they deal with a relationship and stuff like that? You let people know. You let people know what can trigger you. What are your, but the thing is that you have to know yourself. And again, that takes time, and people have to really take the time to know themselves, which a lot of people don't. Unfortunately, men do not take the time to truly understand their emotions. And that is something that I promote, that, I want men to be in touch with their feelings. I want a man to be able to have a cry and know that there's nothing wrong with it, be able to express his anger, his depression, all of that. And that's why, a woman is important for a man's health in that way. I mean, outside of trying to stress him the fuck out, with our personal shit and, because you have to deal with another person, their drama and everything like that. But that is what she was there for. When you think about back in the Garden of Eden, right? And Adam having to name all the animals and figure that out and figure out his place, in the garden, listening to God and all that kind of stuff. And just needing that camaraderie, needing that partnership, right? Because I'm sure even Adam had it rough in the garden, saying, trying to figure out names, trying to figure out what they do. The heaviness of it all. But in all honesty and fairness, that we are here to complement each other, and we need to find the best way to do that is to be honest and open with yourself and to know what you want. And don't let anybody else try to change your value system, and say what you want. The world will try to dictate what they feel that you should need. learn yourself well enough to know that society can't dictate who you should be, what you should be, and what you want. And like I said, that's why I'm actually having this conversation here, because there's nothing wrong with being a helpmate. There's nothing wrong with being a partner. You know, even if you are a partner that doesn't have a job, you know, because they, at one point, you know, stay-at-home moms was an insult. You know, if you were a stay-at-home mom, you were looked poorly upon. You know, why aren't you working? Why aren't you doing this? And it's like, the best way to be the helpmate is how, hey King, how are you doing? How's everything? I want to be one of your models for some of these shows that you got going on. FYI, I'm just putting my hat in the ring. I'm just letting you know I would love to be one of your models for these other shows that you've got going on. Because I'll be seeing you out here, King. Seeing you out here. So just letting you know, just putting my hat in there. But it is important that women understand that their position is a position of power to help the family, help build the legacy, help build that family's generational wealth. That is the position that you hold. And it's not something to be taken lightly. So you're not a servant, you're not a second-rate citizen. You are actually one of the cogs in the machine that make it function, that make it work. So, no. So if you are a mom that stay at home, if you are a woman that works part-time and helps out with your husband and everything like that, there's nothing wrong with that at all. You are doing exactly what needs to be done to help your family function. And that's what's the most important thing. So I'm going to bid you all adieu. I have been talking way more than drinking my drink. But I just feel like it's important that we understand how we can work together. With, like, again, with society, they constantly have new rules and changing things up and stuff like that. And as long as you guys know your parts and roles in your relationship, that's all that matters. But do it to the best of your ability. Don't half-ass. You know, if you don't want to be in the relationship or you don't want to give it your all, then walk out of it. You know, don't pretend to want to be a helpmate and really you just want to sit on your ass and eat bonbons all day and watch him work and take care of you, because that is not what a helpmate is. So I just want to be clear what one is, how you can be your best helpmate, and to not see it in a negative light. Because again, it's something that's necessary, it's something that's positive, and is a requirement in any functioning home. So I hope that everybody has a fabulous rest of the evening. Stay amazing. Have a great rest of the week. And of course, always keep your crown straight. And if you aren't currently subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure that you do. All my links are in my bio. Okay, take care. And of course, always keep your crown straight. Later.